Hello, hello. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Thank you for joining the Abomination Goddess Podcast, where Casie and I get together every Wednesday and talk through all kinds of things. Our goal is to help women, men too, tap into their spiritual side, listen to their intuition, and just learn some of the ways that you can build confidence and protect yourself and just lean into personal growth. So I have with me today Casie Halseth. She is a debut author. Her first book is titled Abomination Born, and you can see that on the screen. It is a gripping fantasy novel that explores themes of identity, power, and belonging. Casie is an award-winning public speaker, and I think that you'll find just by watching this podcast and reading her books that she effortlessly draws her audiences into her world, both in her book and on the stage. She is deeply passionate about creating welcoming spaces for those who feel like they don't quite fit the mold, cherished by their loved ones, but often misunderstood. And outside of writing, Casie thrives on building meaningful connections with kindred spirits and celebrating the magic of individuality, which is what we do on this podcast. And I'm always happy to have her with me. Welcome, Casie.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yay. And my name is Ashley Kim. I am the author of an upcoming nonfiction book called Villain Era Goddess. It is in the final, this might be the last day of formatting so that I think it will be out this week. I wrote this book to help women on their journey as they set boundaries and build confidence, heal themselves. It is a very honest and open look at what I went through and the tools that I used to survive my villain era while I was setting boundaries. I am the founder of a digital marketing agency, and I use my experience to guide female entrepreneurs to strengthen their confidence and online presence. I love working with women, and I love having conversations just like the ones that Casie and I have every week on our podcast. So, welcome everybody. I am so happy that everyone's here. And one of the things that I really enjoy is when we kick off the podcast with our oracle cards and tarot cards. And we planned ahead a little bit, and we'll be able to share visuals today on the screen as well. So you can see the cards just a little bit better than normal. So, do we want to get into that real quick?
Sure.
Okay, let me share my screen here. Let's see. Okay, do you want to start with yours?
Sure.
Okay.
Oh, wow. There they are.
Yeah, I have everything up here. Which one do we want to start with?
Well, we can look at the first one is a picture of, yeah, that one. That's my table where I have all my stones and everything. There's my the feather. We used to have guinea hens, and it's
Okay.
sitting on top of a dish of water, a little
Oh,
water
okay.
thing. And there's my
Yeah.
stone and my sound.
Mm-hmm.
And I do this every time I come out to my studio for sure. I
Yeah.
light my I light my sage, I light the candle, I say thank you to the stones, and I
Mm-hmm.
speak to the water and I speak to the air, and I make it known that I'm one with everything, and I have the sound on my little chime goes, and the stones just love that.
Oh, yes, I love that. Um, so what do you do with the mirror? Because I am always very interested in any kind of mirror work.
Yeah, well, I have there's several things I do with mirrors. In this, if I'm standing, and I always stand, so I'd be on the right hand side. I'm standing there, and so behind me is a doorway. And if the door should happen to be open, it's always good to have a mirror in front so you can see behind you. And
Mhm.
it's a it's a protection.
Yeah. And I think that's in feng shui as well, isn't it?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah. I remember my mom would have she had a big mirror that she actually had behind our stove so that while she was cooking, she could see anyone who entered the kitchen. And I always thought that was really neat.
That's a very smart place to put it.
Yeah. Awesome. I love this setup. And what a great example for other people to be able to look at this.
On this side, I have the round stones, and on the other side, I have stones that are all different shapes. But this
Oh,
side where the candle is, this is working on me.
okay. And I do remember you saying the smoother stones are for internal and the jaggedy, edgy stones are for external.
Yeah,
Is
some
that okay?
something on the outside. And on the left-hand side, right above the feather, is a little jar. You can barely see it, but it's some tea leaves, and I will take those with that wooden spoon, and I put a tiny bit into the candle. Not every time, but quite often I'll do that too, and it just adds a little something.
Yeah, I love this. This is beautiful. I bet it feels so good to walk in here.
Yeah, yeah, I like it.
Yeah. Okay. Was there another? Oh, okay. I don't think there was another photo of the. Okay, what do we want to look at the cards?
Yeah, and this comes from that book, and that Crystal Magic Tarot.
Hmm.
These
Okay.
are cards that, so if anyone is interested in stones and they would like to combine their stones with tarot, there's
Hmm.
two ways you would do that, or to combine your stones with your oracle. One, of course, is to meditate with the stone and ask it where it wants to go. And then the
Oh,
other is to take what somebody else has worked very hard at, and that's what this one, she has come up with it. And most all of them, I came up with the same things.
really? Oh, I love that. Oh,
Yeah.
that is so cool. Okay. And then this is the card that you pulled?
Yes. This is the three Empress. It's in the major arcana. So, and that's going around the clock. So that would be at the 3 o'clock. And the stone for it is chrysocolla. And I'll have
Hmm.
a picture there of the chrysocolla. And
Yeah.
the three of Empress is beginning, for me, it's beginning the water cycle. So I'm starting a threshold, or like in telling a story, like I always think of in the movie The Matrix, Neo takes the red pill, and
Hmm.
so it begins something new. I mean, you're heading into a new world.
Yeah. Oh, I love
And so
that.
chrysocolla is the stone, and chrysocolla it is part of the copper family, and
Okay.
it's blue.
Oh,
And
yeah. Shall I
you
go
have,
to that one?
sure,
Let's see here.
I have a
Okay.
picture with all the stones. There's
Is it is
that one.
this is it
Yeah,
in this one? Okay.
I think so. Yeah, there we go. There's in the upper left is the malachite that I've been showing you,
Hmm.
and that's found with copper. These are all found with copper. And the big one with the blue stripe down the center of it, that's azurite. The blue part is azurite, which is found with copper. And those two little ones are the chrysocolla, also
Okay.
found with copper.
Oh, wow. Yeah, those are just beautiful.
Yeah, yeah.
I
And
love
so,
that. And
you're on a new journey, and I pulled up some of the information that I got from another. This is off my cell phone.
huh?
Uh, you can get this app, and it'll tell you a little bit. So, like when you're out and about and you're at a stone store and you see a stone
Mhm.
you aren't familiar with, you can look it up real quick, and it'll help you to know what it's
Yeah.
for.
Yep. Yes, I think I downloaded this after our conversation last week. Oh, I
Yeah,
think that's the same one. Sorry, I uploaded
yeah,
that
no,
twice.
yeah, yeah.
And then
And that
and
book
then you
right
have
there, uh, it comes in a little pocket size or a large one. I have them both.
uh-huh.
And he has some wonderful information about the stones as well.
Yeah. Communication, expression of the sacred goddess energies, gentleness and power. And water, like you said.
And uh, the blue, every time you see any kind of blue, for me, that means it's talking about your throat. And some people even will say that chrysocolla is going to help you not say things you shouldn't say.
Oh, I need that.
Help
Yeah.
you, yeah, help you keep your mouth shut when you need to.
That's what I need.
Yeah.
So I need a necklace made of that. And yeah, this book has a lot of information. Look at all
Oh
this.
yeah, it's an excellent book.
Mm, yeah, this is amazing. And the other thing that I like about this as well is reading things like this, even having the app on your phone is another thing you can do besides get on social media. So you're
Yeah,
learning something new and it's something that is good for you. So,
yeah. And the other
okay.
thing that I do is, you know how you pull out a an oracle card also? Well, I will pull out any kind of card that I have. And that other one, I've got some insects there. That comes from the Fanted pack.
Yeah.
And sometimes, and you could pick out even
Sorry.
just a deck of playing cards, or if you've got a stack of seeds, you know,
Oh,
you have a whole bunch of seed packets,
yeah.
something that you have that there's a lot of similar, but they're not the same, and you can find yourself pulling out something. Now, for insects, okay, that card happened to come up today, and that has to do with there are just millions of insects. And one of the most interesting things about ants is how they can communicate with every all ants communicate together.
Mhm.
Or like what I call the blood talk. They talk with each other.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. And do you want
Communication.
to talk a little bit about blood talk today, or do we want to jump into that on another one?
Anytime you want.
Yeah, I would love to hear more about it. Yeah.
Okay, well, uh, be, um, there was a time when we all could understand each other. We could speak with the birds, with the animals, with the rocks, with the water, with everything. And
Mhm.
somehow or another, when we started to talk with words with each other, we started to forget about the other kind of talking. And you and I have talked before about how some of us get it in a knowing way, some of us get it in a feeling way, some in a visual way, and some in a hearing way. And all of that I call blood talk.
Okay. Yeah. That's so interesting. And it's something that's instinctual, but kind of been taken away from us.
It, it's been a little bit ignored.
Hmm.
Although a lot of people who go into detective work or police work, um, they have it and they can't explain how they have it, but they seem to know what's just not right.
Yeah.
And for me, also in our family, quite a few of us smell things, and we just know by a smell that something's just not right or something's very right.
Right. Yes. Yeah, I love that. And I sometimes have I would say some of the smell because there are some people I just don't like them because of their smell and that's it. And they don't stink. It's not like BO. I can't even explain it. But I can't even be around them. And you explaining that kind of put that together for me because how do you explain that to anyone else? I don't know. I just don't like the smell of them. But it does mean
Every
something.
every bit of communication is a vibration of some sort. If you're
Mhm.
smelling, it's a vibration that your brain is picking up through your nose. It's picking up the frequency of that vibration. So if you're seeing something, it's a vibration that your eye is picking up. If you know something, it's a vibration maybe that you're somehow it's out here that you're picking it up.
Right. Like your
So
aura is mean.
yeah, you're interpreting a vibration of something.
Yeah. Yes, that makes perfect sense. I love that. All right. I'm going to go back to sharing real quick. I think, is that card from this book right here?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
I love his books. They're all pretty horrible pictures in
Yeah.
there. And it's sometimes good to look at the dark side.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Yeah, I agree with that. And embracing that
Mhm.
really can help you. That's love that.
And I have a charm there of a little cat.
Oh
And
yeah.
if you have charms or something, now
Hmm.
the birds obviously represent the air. Well, animals with fur, they represent that would be the fourth quadrant, the coins or the pentacles, um, the earth.
Hmm.
And if you picked up, something that was in the fish, of course, that would be water, or
Yeah.
fire, or plant, and then that would be the first one, the wands, that first
Hmm.
section. And the first section, of course, is wands is fire is action, and then the next is water is emotions, and the next is air or swords, they call it too, and that's thinking. And then the last one is uh, the coins or the world or the material world, and that is manifesting, doing something with it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Makes sense. I love it. I love your charm.
Yeah, she
Let's
popped
see
up
here.
today. I love
Awesome.
your chime that you have there, and I love your little table with all those stones.
Oh, thank you. Let's see here. Yeah, so my selenite tower, if I'm saying that right, has been through a lot.
Oh,
It's over
that's
10 years
nice.
old. This thing has been dropped, moved to different houses, moved to different desks. It is such a soft stone, and I was not careful with it. But I love it. It's one of my favorites. And this is not a great picture, but just a chunk of
Wonderful.
crystal quartz. And I don't even know where I
Yes,
got this.
a cluster. Yes.
Yeah, I love it. Um, and then this is oh, my mind just went blank. What's the purple one?
Amethyst.
Thank you. Good grief. Um, yeah. And also not a good picture. I should take better pictures and put them up. But yeah, I should have taken a picture of that one on the side because it is a really cool stone. And then I also have this is volcanic ash from Hawaii, and
Oh,
then just
wow.
raw. Yeah, it's one of my favorites. I get the volcanic ash out a lot, usually around this time of year, actually. I don't know why exactly, but I am drawn to it. And then the raw tourmaline, I never say that correctly.
Yeah, you did.
But oh, did okay, cool. Yeah. So you can see that right now I am really drawn towards the jagged edges of those kinds of stones. So that is good for me to keep in mind.
You had mentioned that have dropped your selenite. Whenever a stone is dropped or it breaks, cracks, or whatever, the stones told me that they're doing that for you and they're releasing something that you need to have released.
My goodness, I should send you a picture of how beat up this thing looks then, because it has been working hard for me then.
It has worked
Um,
hard, yes.
yeah, yes, it has worked very hard for me. I love it.
And I
Sometimes
really
I
like
just
that ash. That is amazing.
thank you. Yeah, I love it. I have a few um that I brought back with me, and yeah, I just hang on to those.
From
Um,
the Big Island?
yeah, it's and I forgot the name of the volcano. I would have to ask my husband because I'm just bad at all that kind of stuff. But yeah, it we went hiking on it, and yeah, it was just amazing. It's an amazing feeling being there.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Okay, I was also going to show, oh, the
Hmm.
oracle card that I pulled for today was transformation. Things are changing at a cellular level, deep healing. So I thought this was a good one. I think these cards are
And
just
there's
always
a
so
cat.
beautiful. Yeah, there is a cat.
Hmm.
Yep.
Okay,
Um,
so when you pick up a card like that has a cat in it, you immediately know that it's talking about the manifesting
mm,
quadrant, dealing with
okay.
this world.
Yeah. And then the chair that she's sitting on is gold with cats
Yes,
on the
coins.
arms of
Yes,
it.
yes.
Yep. And then she has the spiral over her that would be
Oh,
her right
right.
hand. Yeah.
Yes,
Yep. I
the
really liked this
slinky,
one.
the
Yep.
slinky.
Yes, the slinky. She has that. Yep, I love this one. And
So
then
this
I
one is
just,
telling me that's telling me that you're about ready to start the cycle again.
oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good. Good, good, good. And it does make sense. I am changing up my business practices a lot in 2025. So I was encouraged when I saw this.
Yeah, that's
Um,
very, very good.
the tarot card that I pulled, this is my new deck. I just got it. This was actually upside down when I pulled it. Seven of Wands. And I was going to ask you what your interpretation
Well,
was for
now
that.
remember, wands has to do with action.
Hmm.
And the worst one for me, the way I look at it, everybody does this differently. So I'm not this is my way. So I immediately go, well, five is the five of wands would be not good. You've
Hmm.
got you're fighting with people or something, and from five until 10, or five until one, you go backwards with it. Uh, would be you're starting to get better. So after five comes six, and you're getting better with dealing with other people and your actions, and then seven is you're doing pretty good. You're getting there.
So if it is reversed, because it was upside down, does that mean the same thing? Or what does that mean? Or do
Well,
you look at them that way if they're upside down when you get them?
I can, and I do sometimes, and I sometimes I don't. But
Okay.
if you took it out and it was backwards, and that might be important for you, that means some people will say that it's an opposite of it, and that might you might look at that knowing that seven is the beginning of stopping this kind of fighting thing.
Hmm.
But it might also be that it could be just a reminder to you, well, you got to remember to be on your toes because
Yeah.
it could happen again.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I like that. This deck is gorgeous.
Yeah,
I,
yeah.
I wish I would have had more pictures of it to show you. My other photo that I have is this because I was thinking it's very simple, but each year, and this is something we can talk about in another, later podcast too, but for winter solstice, I try to do some kind of craft and I get something from the thrift store. I reuse something and I get something that feels good to me. And then I kind of add my energy on top of it. And so this one, I don't even remember what it looked like before, but I repainted it blue and then drew stars all over her and hung it up in my dining room. And I love it. And so, yeah, when we walk by, it's light enough that it'll kind of tinkle at us. And I just feel like it's just helps with our overall energy in our house.
I love it. And again, you picked out a furry creature, so you're dealing with the last quadrant, and
Yeah,
uh, definitely it's perfect for like an end of something.
yeah,
You're
yeah.
you're finishing something.
Yep. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So I love it. I had to show this for my show and
And
tell today.
with all the charms, it's literally setting a tone
Hmm.
for what you're trying to do.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Yeah, I definitely feel like I'm being prepared to do something.
Hmm.
So my next step is to figure it out. Okay, so we have this. Is this from an app on your phone too?
Yes, I have another app on the phone for the
The
tarot.
tarot. Yeah, this is very handy.
And so this is the three of the major
Hmm.
arcana, the Empress. And the Empress is usually depicted as being pregnant, uh,
Mm.
meaning a creative,
Hmm.
beginning something, stepping into a new world,
Yeah.
stepping into a portal.
Yep. Yes. So many good apps. I think is this the rest of it? Yeah. Oh no, what is oh yeah, this one's the Empress
That's the
too.
same thing. Same thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
is it okay?
Yeah. Yeah. Just further down on the explaining what the Empress is.
Okay. Yeah. So another good app to have on your phone. And we will put all of these photos in on Substack as well. So awesome. Yay, that was fun.
Hmm. Hmm.
I love doing this. Um, okay, so one other topic that I had for us today was, and this is something that we can just keep talking about, in December, but just self-care during the holidays. Things do feel like, everything's extra. There's more energy, there's more money being spent, there's more obligations, there's just a lot of extra, if, some companies are finishing up marketing projects or financial documents, and there's just a lot of extra work too as well. And so I thought we could walk through some of the things that we do to just kind of help us get through this time of year. A lot of things I know we'll be repeating from, podcasts from the past, but I think that's fine. And repetition is key for my learning anyway, and it probably is for everybody else. Um, but one of the things I was thinking through, and you and I talked about this, might have been 2 months ago. I don't, how long have we been doing this? I think this is our 11th podcast. Um, but just holding the vibration of what you want. And that is something that I've been practicing a lot. And it is amazing how quickly it gets me out of a low place and just raises me up and almost gets me to the point where I just do not have time to feel low. Like, and it helps me to just start feeling better. The other thing I was thinking of was the love and light sweeping, sweeping on your front steps and down, down your walkway, your driveway if you want to, but also just inside of your home. Casie talks about even just washing dishes, you can do it. Or, if you have people coming over for the holidays and you're doing that last minute, like, oh my gosh, my microwave looks horrible. I better clean it. Do it while you're cleaning the microwave and the outside of the fridge and, all those little things. Like, it is just, you just have that positive energy just compounding on top of each other, and it's inside your home getting ready to burst out. So I love that. And then my other thing that I had written down was just burning sage, which, is something that you do every day. If is that correct? Do you do it every day?
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah. And so I'm trying to get better. I usually do it about once a week, but I'm, getting a lot better with doing that more often. And I like the smell of it anyway. So it works out that way. But um, yeah, what other ideas am I missing that was it's just super easy that people can do on the fly?
Well, I will take a bottle of vanilla, that we use for cooking, and I put it into an atomizer bottle or whatever the spray bottles,
Yeah, yeah.
and I'll just spray some vanilla.
Ooh,
And
yes.
it just, especially around the sink area in the kitchen, for some reason, if I spray it around my I'm going to be washing dishes, and it puts me in such a sweet mood. I just love that.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. That's a great idea. Um, that is an excellent idea and so easy. I did create room sprays with essential oils, and I think it has like water and witch hazel and a little bit of rubbing alcohol and then the oils. And I completely forgot that I even had that. I need to get those back out
Yeah.
and use those. We pack them when we go on vacation so that I can kind of clear the energy on any bedding or any of the rooms that we're in. But I should be doing that in my own home as well. And vanilla would be an amazing scent too.
And there's a bonus to vanilla. Just I buy in big bottles from Amazon. I get these big bottles of vanilla. And the bonus with it is the ants don't like it.
Oh,
Uh,
really?
yeah, ants don't like it. And if you're outside and you spray a little bit on you, mosquitoes don't like it.
Oh, well, then there you go.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
And, so I'm doing it because I love the frequency of the
Yeah.
vanilla. And, most vanilla comes from the island of Madagascar, that island that's on the other side of Africa, the other
Yeah.
side from us. And
Yep.
they say that when you're on the ship coming toward the island, the smell off the island is just amazing.
What? Really?
Yes,
Oh
yes,
my goodness. Oh, I love
yes.
that.
Just like when you go
Oh,
to Hawaii, you smell the orchids.
yeah.
When you're getting out of the airport, you're just hit with the smell of all the
Mhm.
flowers.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, I love that. Yeah, so adding scent in, scent.
Hmm.
I'm gonna make notes because I'm creating a PDF download for everybody so you can print off a reminder and keep it with you. Because when things get stressful, we often forget what we should be doing to feel better.
Yeah, it can help. It can really help. When we used to travel all the time, I would bring a little bit of something and spray in the hotel room to help me feel something that I would spray at home. I would spray in the
Mhm.
hotel room to help me feel like me.
Yep. No, yeah, I love that. And I have to, if I don't cleanse the pillows before I lay down on them, not every single time, but oftentimes I will have dreams of whoever was there before me.
Isn't that
And
interesting?
yeah, and I don't know if it's their memories or if it's their own dream. I don't know what it is, but yeah, it's like I lay down and I get all the stuff that was in their head into mine. And so yeah, I have to figure out how, had to figure out how to cleanse when I'm traveling. And like I said, it doesn't always happen, but when it does, it is a night of no sleep. So I try to get better at cleansing and seeing if that helps me. So
Yeah.
um yeah, I love it. And so I think maybe next week we can start talking about winter solstice is coming up. That is one of my most favorite holidays. I just love this time of year anyway. I like celebrating winter solstice. I like, doing things in my backyard with the animals, the birds, all that kind of stuff. So maybe that's a topic that we can start thinking about for next week. And then anybody listening, if you have things that you do, just comment in Substack and tell us, and we can read your idea out loud to people. So awesome. All right. So lessons learned on this week's podcast are um, phone apps are very helpful for stones, for tarot, for any of that. Um, it's helpful to get you off social media and learn something new, but it's also helpful if you're out and about and you see a stone and you're wondering what you can use it for or what it even means. Or like Casie was saying last week, if you're drawn to it and you wonder why, you can look it up and just learn more about it. And then, same with, if you're learning tarot cards, like I'm learning right now. So I'm doing a lot of reading on that. You can pull up your app and use that for it. And then self-care during the holidays, work on your, just raising your vibration, which can be holding the vibration you want, sweeping light and love, burning sage, spritzing a scent like vanilla. Um, did I miss one? Did we have another one that we had? Or that might be it. I think that's it. Okay. Yay. And then, you know, um, one of the things that I love about our podcast is I rarely run across people who love to talk about stones as much as I do. And
You're a
and I
pebble
love your
puppy.
yes, and I love it. And I was thinking, as an adult, people don't talk about their favorite rocks or their favorite stones like you did when you were a kid, And so that's one reason why I really like this is it helps me. First of all, it gives me someone else to talk to, but then it helps me connect with other people who really appreciate, these things. And so if, anyone out there listening, if that's you as well, send us pictures of your stones or talk to your friends about it. Some of them might think it's cool and you just don't even know. But keep talking about it and keep appreciating it because we're in a beautiful world and there's a lot of things here for us to help us with our day to day.
And the stones love us.
Yes,
They
and the stones love
absolutely
us.
adore us. They just adore us.
Yes,
And that's why if it should happen to break, it's trying to help you out. It's doing its
yeah.
best job it can.
Look at it has so many
Yeah.
bruises all over. And I would just feel so bad like I was abusing it, but now look at the bottom. Yeah. Now I'm gonna just say, thank you.
Yes, thank you. That's exactly it. Thank you.
Yay. All right. Well, thank you, Casie, for joining me again this week. I absolutely love our chats.
I do too.
All right. And thank you, everybody, for joining.